Hello everyone and welcome back to another book review. Today I am going to be reviewing the Bayeux Tapestry, the comic book. This is a retelling of the Bayeux Tapestry, which is a tapestry showing William the Conqueror's invasion and conquering of England in 1066, most notably at the Battle of Hastings, which led to the Norman invasion of England. This was a turning point in English history, and there is a very famous tapestry that was put together showing the details of this event. So I was familiar with the details of 1066, the Battle of Hastings, what went on there and how that influenced English history, and I was also familiar with the Bayeux Tapestry. However, I liked the style of this book because it shows the tapestry scene by scene moving along, but superimposed was this comic book narration and comic book dialogue style, which I'll just show you a sample here. I think I really enjoy this style because it shows the events that were depicted in its accurate form, so the events depicted here, but they have this comic book narration and comic book dialogue, which makes it just that much more accessible to a reader who, when looking at this tapestry without any explanation or interpretation, might be confused. So I think many people are familiar with what occurred in 1066, even if they're not entirely sure about all of the players. Most people can name William the Conqueror, more people have heard of the Battle of Hastings, the Norman invasion. 1066 is an important date many people know, and many people probably do know of the Bayeux Tapestry. But how many people, when looking at this tapestry, could name all the players and explain all of the events that are depicted is probably a much smaller number. And that's where I like this comes in. The comic book style mirrors the tapestry style, where the tapestry is a visual retelling of what happened. Now, there is some Latin explanation and names included in the tapestry, but it is supposed to be a visual showing of what happened, and the comic strip keeps and stays faithful to that visual retelling style without so we don't lose that without losing any of that historical accuracy, while also making it accessible to a modern reader who might be more familiar with the comic strip style or just missing some of the historical context needed to appreciate the tapestry in its full form. So the book is quite small. I actually thought it was a children's book, misshelved in the adult section the first couple times I saw it, but it does go through the entire tapestry in this comic book style. It doesn't have any of the analysis, the interpretation, any of the academic side of things. It is just quite literally a retelling of events as displayed in the tapestry, but there is a little bit of additional information in the back, including timelines. There is a family tree. There is some history of where this thing came from, who commissioned it. I believe the theory is that it was the Bishop Odo. A brief introduction to feudalism, which most people would have been familiar with. Clothing, peasants, horseback riding, and finally some interest on hand positions and how this relates. I also felt like there was a lot of connection between this and that medieval craftsman embroidery book that I checked out and read a few weeks ago. I do have a review of that on my channel, but overall I was really impressed. It is shorter, it is again on the shorter side, but I really felt like this made this very, very historically important and cultural artifact easy and accessible and understandable to me. Obviously, if you're looking for a deep dive and academic take, this is not the book, but this book would have broad appeal from kids probably starting in middle school, when you start getting interested, knights and medieval England and all that stuff that's interesting, I think particularly to middle school boys, but plenty of girls are also interested in that as well. I loved that stuff as a kid. There was these books about, this is a side tangent, but there was these books at my library, and it was cross sections of castles doing various things like jousting. There was a whole page on prisoners for some reason, which I don't know why they put that in a kid's book. Warfare, just so many interesting things in this cross section. I think it was a DK book. I would have to find it. Loved it. And so for that reason, I think this could be a great gift for kids, but if you get this as a book for your kid, you may want to peruse it yourself, because I think it also takes this very historically important tapestry and breaks it down in a way that's understandable and accessible to an adult as well. So a brief one today, but if you're interested in checking this out or have any thoughts, please leave it in the comment section down below. I love to receive your thoughts and comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.